Hey guys, I'm Joe.
And my name is Michael.
And welcome to
the
JMV Podcast. So today we have a guest.
Hi, I'm Yasmin, and today I will be talking about my family's ghost encounters.
So that actually is pretty fun. Like, we've never done a supernatural episode before.
Yeah, no. This is actually our first time doing this.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
We've never talked about something like
I know.
this. That's why I like this one. This is going to be one of my favorite episodes for sure.
So this happened to me a few years ago when I was in third grade, but I lived in that house in Grafton Avenue.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the address because you never know who's living there now, but I stayed there for a few years, and my little sister was born at that time, so you know that superstition that babies and dogs can see and hear ghosts.
Yeah.
So one of the encounters I had was my whole family. We were all over playing Wii because it was probably during October, and we were playing Wii, and then the grown-ups, they started drinking and they put the kids to sleep. So me, my older sister, my cousin, and my brother, we were all in one room because my brother, he didn't like his room because a lot of supernatural stuff would happen in there. So they put him in my room just because he was scared, and he was young at that time. So during that particular moment, my little sister was awake because she's a baby and she has to be with my mom. So my mom sent her to the kitchen to get something, and all we remember hearing was plates breaking as soon as she walked in, and my little sister ran into the living room to get my mom. And I don't know how my mom could understand my little sister, but my little sister told my mom that there was a little girl under the table, and that that there was a little girl under the table, and that all the plates broke because somebody touched them. That was one of the encounters, especially because my dog, she was barking at under the table, so we obviously believed my little sister. But we didn't move out. That's the thing, because, people are kind of dumb. But my second encounter was my aunt. She slept over because she was having, problems with her boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
So she slept in my brother's room. And no one goes into my brother's room because, it's kind of spooky in there. But she said that when she was sleeping, she heard the closet door open.
Oh,
and
heck no.
She felt something watching her.
Dude.
And so she obviously got out the room and slept in my room with my older sister. And during that time, I would consistently feel like I was being watched, especially because I had surgery during that time, and so I was always home by myself with my mom because I was doing home lessons. And it was scary because I would encounter a lot of chills, but I wouldn't see anything like the rest of my family would. And I don't know if this was my imagination or just something real. So I was standing on near my bedroom, and the hallway is very tiny. So my brother's room is right next to mine, and then the bathroom is across from my brother's room.
Oh my God.
And the kitchen was pitch black. And so I was staring at the kitchen for some reason, and I just saw a tall man and a little girl standing next to him, and I was just no, I'm not doing this. And so I walked away, and I didn't tell my mom and my dad about it because, I thought I was being crazy. And at that time, my parents wouldn't tell me about their ghost encounters until we moved out. But I'm going to tell you guys another ghost encounter from that house.
Oh,
so my mom...
Oh, God, that's sketchy.
That's actually horrifying, though. The closet one, that's that was one of my biggest fears growing up. I swear to God. I never wanted to get one of those closets because I always thought there was going to be a ghost in it. I hated it.
I have those the two door closets.
especially the attic. I wouldn't go down to the attic because of scary movies. I immediately would say to my dad, I'm not going down there. He tried making me go down there to get and I just said, you know what? No, I'm not going. You can grab it yourself because my dad, he doesn't believe in that type of stuff. So he obviously thought that I was being a scaredy cat or something like that.
Yeah.
But back to the third encounter, my mom had put my little sister to sleep. So obviously, if my little sister was awake, she would have said something. So my little sister was asleep, and my mom was feeling for my dad on the bed, and she felt somebody, but it wasn't my dad, obviously. So she just felt paralyzed, and she could not move at all. And so something like grabbed her face, and then I remember she screamed, and my dad, he walked in the room, and he turned on the lights, and then she could immediately move, and my little sister was awake. And that's one of the encounters, but I don't know what happened necessarily because I was in my room, and so I bolted up when I heard my mom scream.
Oh my god.
And this one, okay,
I've never
this is my
heard of
fourth
that, though.
encounter.
No.
I never knew ghosts could paralyze you.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a paralysis, maybe like sleep paralysis. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
one thing that happened in that house. The other thing was, so in my room, in my old room,
Yeah.
there was this bunk bed. We had a bunk bed, and so I would sleep on the top with my little brother, and then my older sister would sleep on the bottom by herself. But at this time, I don't know why I slept on the bottom with my older sister, and my little brother slept on the top. And we had a nightlight because we were kids at that moment, and my brother, he would have like little night terrors or something like that. And so I was asleep, and my older sister told me about this encounter the next day. So my older sister saw a man like at the edge of the door. She thought it was my dad. She was calling out to it. She was like, Francisco, what are you doing? Like, come talk to me. And so she thought something was wrong with him, and he immediately dropped to the floor. Like
the ghost, or
he started doing that creepy scary movie shit where he would move backwards and move like
the ghost?
ooh. And so he like crawled to my older sister, and so my older sister, she did not take her eyes off him, and so he just sat there staring at her, and she said she was up for hours looking at him. And
Oh my
then
god. She was up for hours and she didn't even scream or anything, like call for help?
she said that she was tapping me. She was like full blown like punching me, like wake up. But I did not wake up. You know, I'm a light sleeper now, but back then I could not. I did not wake up for anything. But she said that she was tapping me, and so she saw the man like get up in this crazy style. Like he put his legs. I don't know how to describe it. You know that the way like in scary movies they'd have like they'd first have their feet planted and then they'd rise up just from their back.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they're crawling like with like they're basically walking like a dog, but their stomach is up and then they
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
stand
that
up.
Horror movies.
Dude,
Yeah, he
that's
did that.
crazy though.
He did that.
That's just crazy. I've never heard of stuff like that.
I've seen it in movies.
He did that,
I've seen
and
it
he
in,
walked
like,
out the
horror movies.
room.
That's no joke.
And we sat around the table to tell my mom about it, and you know,
Yeah.
my mom's like kind of believing it. So that's an encounter that us kids had. And so there was another encounter where I was punished because I was a very reckless child, and so I jumped off the top of my bunk bed and like broke something, cause you know, so my mom had me sleep near her bedroom, like on the floor as like a punishment, and so I was by myself in the living room while everybody was asleep, and so it was dark as hell outside, and I just remember feeling cold. Like nothing grabbed me. I just felt cold, and I just kept
Yeah.
looking. I just kept looking at the entrance to the kitchen because the kitchen's connected to like the living room. It's like there's this weird. It's like weirdly placed. So as I was saying before, my bedroom and my brother's bedroom is together, and then
Yeah.
across from it is my bathroom. But the kitchen is right, like to the left of the bathroom, and then the hallway leads to the living room, and then my mom's room is at the end of the living room. And so I was sleeping on the living room floor, and um, I just remember looking because I did not want to sleep at all because I just felt paranoid that something was watching me, and so I kept looking at the kitchen because that's where most of
The
what
stuff
I looked
happened.
at happened, and
Yeah.
especially because if I heard my brother's room door open, so I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. So I immediately woke up my mom, like, I'm going back to my room. I'm not sleeping here. And so she didn't wake up, obviously. So I just went to my room and fell asleep there. And then my mom had another encounter. And so that's when she was like, oh, no, we're moving out. Well, she had two encounters, actually. So my mom was during this time like a very Christian woman. Like she would like sit down and read the Bible at night because of
Yeah.
all that was happening. And so during that time my godfather he died. Like there was like some sketchy shit and he got shot. And so my mom sat in the kitchen where everything was happening by herself, and she felt there was this like Bible verse that was going on, and she just felt cold, like something touched her on her leg, and she just bolted up and like she was like nope, and then she went to her room, and then that's one of the things that like ticked her off,
Yeah.
and then she said that she had a dream about a man in a corner, and so I don't necessarily. I think she had a dream about my sister's father. But then again, the topic of that dream is kind of scary. So, so my mom was telling me how, in her dream she woke up from her room and she was getting out the door, and then in the living room sat this man in the corner, like at the edge of everything, like near, the couch where everything's like hidden. He sat there by himself, curled up in a ball, and
Oh
so
my god.
What the
she
heck?
called out to him. She was like, "Excuse me." And when he turned around, it was my older sister's father, but he had black eyes and he was like bleeding out from it.
Oh my
And so,
god.
Yo,
yeah, my
No.
mom, um,
that's
I
crazy.
don't know why, but she went towards it like my mom's weird. So
Oh my
she
god.
went towards it, and um I don't know if it like yelled at her to get out, or I don't know. It was that memory's not very fresh in my head because it was a
Yeah.
long time ago. So that happened, and then everything everything happened in like the span of like 1 year. Like it was during my third grade. It was during my third grade time, and so um we were planning to move to we planned to move to a house in Halleck. So we moved, and I had nightmares then. Like I was getting nightmares and nobody else was. So when we moved, I in the new house, me and my sister we shared a room and we had our separate beds. And
Yeah.
because of that, I don't know why, but I would always stare at my closet. My closet was like it was big, but I always felt anxious when I was around it.
Oh yeah, no, that
So
does make sense. I mean, you were traumatized.
My
Like
brother does
yeah.
it sometimes.
it's crazy that you went through that at such a young age though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
crazy.
what's even crazier is that I felt myself get physically touched in that house. Like, in the new house, I
Yeah.
felt like something attached itself to me, but nobody else. Cause I didn't see anything, but when I was in my new house, I felt everything. So, I remember I was sleeping peacefully, and then something just grabbed my leg and dragged me,
Oh
like
hell
toward
no.
the edge of the bed. And so that's why I do not like sleeping, um, like towards, like close to the bed and mostly to the wall, because if something happens, like if I'm dragged, I could like grab onto something that's near the wall. And so that's one of the things. I got over it though, because now I sleep by my bed. Usually
Yeah.
I share it with my sister, but that's one thing that happened. And then I had a nightmare that I full blown woke up and started crying over. Um, I don't know if like the devil is like supposed to be in your dreams, but
You
I
saw him?
remember a dream about my whole room was red, like full blown bloody red,
Oh
and I
hell
was
no.
just in the corner, like,
Heck.
because I'm terrified. So I'm sitting in the corner, like, what the hell is happening? And so I see this big ass, like, I don't know what the hell to call it, and he had horns. So I'm just like, no, that's the devil. I'm not having it. And so I stayed in the corner and started screaming like for my mom and my dad. And so for some reason they didn't hear me. And then the devil he walked up to me, and that petrified me. I just like stood still. I'm like, what's going on? And he handed me something, and it was a seed. Like, I don't know what it was. It was a seed. And so my older sister, in that, like, I think it was a dream, she got up and she grabbed it from him. Like, she grabbed it from him and she ate it. And I just looked at her like, what the hell are you doing? And so, I don't know how I bolted up. I think it's because the he grabbed me.
Yeah.
I think he grabbed me, and so I bolted up and I started screaming. And then, I remember that I just full blown ran to my mom's room, and I started crying. And she, at that time, she let me sleep at her room, in her room, and I thought that I was being stupid, so I went back to my room, and I fell back to sleep. And so I guess it was like a significance that a lot of bad stuff was gonna happen during that time, which did end up happening, because um after that encounter, I would still get anxious because I would get left home. There was this one time where I was left home, but there's like a lot of times where kids get anxious over like little things. So
Yeah.
I was home by myself, and I would, when, oh God, okay, when there was nobody in the house, usually it would be quiet. But after that dream, I just kept hearing noises. Like, I heard doors opening, somebody walking in the hallway, and I just stood in my room. I would not get out because I was scared. And so I called my mom and I rushed her. I'm just like, "Can you get home? Like, where's the dog?" And she came home quickly after that because she noticed that I was scared. And but nothing really happened after that. I can't say that I had more encounters, but I don't think I had many that I remember. So that's all that happened.
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie though, I do believe you because, you know, like
That's crazy. Like
it
it's,
is crazy
it's
though.
horrifying.
But
like,
when she said
yeah.
that, I remembered I've had encounters before as well. Like it wasn't nearly as bad as what you said, except I have had nightmares almost as bad. Um, so I guess I should start from the beginning. It started, I guess, the first encounter I've ever really had was one day I woke up, right? I turned off my fan. Then I walked. That was already after I've heard scary stories, so I was a bit paranoid. So I thought that was me after a while. But knowing me back then, I think I was in 7th grade. I was still always like, no, ghost, 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 because I was like really paranoid back then. So
Mhm.
I turned my fan off. I get off my bunk bed. I get ready. and I walk out my room. When I come back, my fan was on. So that scared me. I straight up thought, no, 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 that is a ghost. That is a ghost. And I started telling all my friends. But after that, like, it started really getting worse.
When was this?
This was like 7th grade in McKinley.
Oh yeah.
So after that, there was this one time, and the most of the stuff happened in the middle of the night. So I started hearing things right in the middle of the night. One time I woke up, and because it happens to me a lot. I have this problem where I wake up in the middle of the night a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I see this figure, black figure, like a shadow running. And then I call my mom, right? She comes and she's like, no, 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 we all see that. Can you please explain to me? How do we all see that?
I know.
In the same house, in the same area, you see the exact same thing, doing the exact same motion, and you're gonna tell me you're not suspicious? But
Oh,
Wait,
it was
didn't you tell me
crazy.
this?
No, I've never actually told you this. I've kept a lot of this stuff to myself, but it started to get worse. All this stuff went into my head, and so I started getting nightmares, and there was eventually my nightmares, they started repeating themselves. I remember in those nightmares I would die a lot. Like, I would die in a lot of my nightmares, which actually horrified me because that's never happened to me. And then one day I wake up, right? No, one day I'm sleeping. I have another nightmare, except it doesn't it's not going how it usually does. I actually get a sign that it's a nightmare before, and I've had it so many times. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go too ahead, but basically, the first time I could remember the sign, it was a normal dream, and I had this problem. I would have dreams and they would turn into nightmares, and I would see this repetitive dream, but I'll tell you about that. So basically, the first dream I had that turned into a nightmare, I was just walking with this dude. I don't even know who the hell he was, but out of nowhere, like, we went into my mom's office room. It was a really realistic dream. We're right by the printer. He looked at me. He just froze, and I was scared. I was like, "What?" And then his eyes turned red. He jump scared me, right? And it turned black. I was not waking up. And that's when I knew I was dreaming. That's the first time I've ever realized I was dreaming while I was in a dream. And I was like, oh my god, I'm dreaming. What the hell is happening? And then boom, like, something happens, and I open my eyes, but I'm still not awake. And I'm horrified. I'm like, what the hell is happening to me?
This never happens to me. This never.
I know.
But, like,
So
in
I look
dreams-
up, right? I look up. I'm in a fucking abandoned building. I'm looking around. I see, and this, I actually believe it's real because the stuff in this dream, I've never even knew about certain things. Like, for example, there was a cabinet mirror, right? I never knew about those. I never knew those existed. There was a glass shower. I never knew those existed. That's why I don't think this was my imagination, because you can't make stuff up like that in your dreams. So I wake up, and then I wake up in another dream, and I'm over here confused, and I'm horrified, and I'm looking at the ground. Then I look up, and I see this this broken glass shower, and it's like all over the floor. The oh my god,
The
floor. Jesus Christ. It's all over the floor, right? Then I hear a girl screaming, like, you know those horror movie screams, like when a girl's
yeah.
dying?
Yeah.
So I hear that, but it's like a echoey scream. It's like very far away. And that's why I knew this was an abandoned building. Like, the moment I heard that, I was like, this is an abandoned building. Why the hell am I here? So I look into the hallway. The door's open. There's no door. And it's pitch black. And then I hear this, I hear someone whispering, and I feel it right in my ear. And chills go all over my body, right? And I'm like, oh God. I turn around, and there's this demon, right? I have a feeling, because I don't like saying it. It feels really cringe to me, but that was during the time where I figured out about Bloody Mary, so it looked a lot to me it looked a lot like Bloody Mary, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I see the demon, and it jump scares me, and I wake up. My heart was beating so fast. It's never beaten that fast before in my entire life. My life has been threatened, and my heart didn't beat that fast.
That is crazy.
So I was horrified. I wake up so confused. I've never had something like that. And then over the course of the few months, This happened for almost a year. Over the course of the few months, I would have normal dreams, and there would be a sign that it was gonna turn into a nightmare. Then it would, and then I would wake up and have that exact same dream. I would look up from the floor. I would see that exact same broken shower uh, glass shower, and it would be like the glass would be all over the place, exactly the same. The broken parts would look exactly the same every time. I would hear the exact same scream every time. I would look and see the exact same building. Every detail was the same, and it was the most realistic dream I've ever had in my life. It was
Yeah.
literally like a real life. It was like real life, but in a dream. And then I would hear, like, everything was exactly the same. I would feel the whisper. I would hear it. I would look. She would be exactly the same. She would jump scare me.
Wow.
My heart would beat exactly the same every time.
That
And
actually is crazy.
it got so bad to the point where my mother had to take me to this place to see what's happening with me in my dreams. And nothing happened because they were with me. It only happened when I was alone.
Oh wow.
So, like, I've actually had a few encounters myself, but they were mostly in my head.
Mm.
So, like,
Have you ever tried like trying to find the abandoned place?
no, I would never. I have no idea what it was because all I saw was the walls, the broken glass shower, the cabinet mirror with the sink there. I thought it was a circle mirror, but I never knew either of those existed. So I was really confused. I didn't know what the hell was going on because I've never dealt with anything like that. I've never seen anything like those objects. So this wasn't from just my imagination. This was literally like something new. I never had any idea what a cabinet mirror was, what a glass shower was. Like I knew nothing about this stuff.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's why I do believe in I do believe you can have some ghost encounters. I don't really believe ghosts 100%, but
Yeah.
I'm not against the idea because I've had some encounters myself. I guess kind of encounters. Most of them were in my head, but I
That's
like
actually that's trippy. That's the trippiest thing. That happened to me when I was like I was in Linden,
yeah.
and then I was in my room alone, and then I had this dream where I see a guy with horns, and I was like, wait, is this a devil? And I see all of my family, and then this devil had a sword and just chopped all my family heads.
Oh my god.
Even my sister, my brother, my mom, and my real mom was there. My real
Oh.
mom was there.
Oh my god.
And then I see my grandma. I see my uncle. I see everybody there. I see my cousins. And
That
then
must have
the
been
devil-
traumatizing.
And, no, and the devil literally chopped everybody. They killed them.
Wow.
And then I was screaming the hell out. I was like, no, I was literally crying.
Yeah, I feel you. Like I don't. Oh my god. It's crazy how you can have literal ghost encounters.
And my
like,
heart has never raced so much. And it was crazy.
I
that's
think
what.
the scariest thing
Huh?
that's probably wrong with me is that I don't really care about my encounters as a child anymore. I gravitate more to it because I find the supernatural pretty like cool. So me and my dad, we like that type of stuff. We like haunted houses. We like abandoned buildings. We don't go to it though. He's trying to take me, and I'm still like skeptical about
I've
it.
never gone to abandoned. I've always wanted to go to an abandoned place. But then, like I would, like, go, not with, like, by myself. I would go with, like, my friends and all that.
Yeah, a
And,
group of
yeah.
people.
Yeah, and then we just, like look around and see, like, what's crazy. And then if we see something crazy, scary, then we dip out. We just dip.
Yeah.
My
I've never
dad's
really-
trying to convince me to go to one of those overnight things where we stay and they pay you to give the experience of what's going on. And so he wants to take me so where we stay into like a haunted house or an abandoned like thing and we give our like personal views about it. And so, I'm pretty scared about it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Um So, yeah, that's one thing that he's trying to do. And I'm not.
This
completely
is like
scared
the
about it.
stupidest thing. Why would you ever do that?
Yeah,
And
I
then
wouldn't be able to bring myself to do that. Like, I mean, I've moved on from my past, but I still like
my dad would never
whenever I
take me to
think
abandoned place.
yeah, like
'Cause
whenever I think of like doing something like that, I remember all of those times that I've been horrified. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to do that because I feel like it's kind of traumatizing. I'd probably have flashbacks. Like that's why I don't watch scary movies. That's why I don't do like go participate in anything scary. I don't do anything like that because I know for sure I'd have flashbacks and I would not be able to handle that because I'd probably start dreaming of that stuff again and I know that would not do well for me. Like I already have to deal with school stuff like that, like dealing with those dreams again. No, thank you. And
no, thank you.
I'm
No
still in the
bueno.
exact same house, the exact same room. So
Oh,
it's not like that can't happen again.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Me,
that
I've been switching houses too much. Like I can't settle down because of the encounters I've had.
But like,
Um,
wait,
so
like,
now I'm in a new place,
uh, but like,
and
are they doing it like, is like your counters like are like coming like right now? Like, are they still doing it? Like
like
your,
are you
um, I had one a few months ago. Like we thought somebody broke in our
yo, I
house,
always
and
have that feeling. I always have that feeling when I get like when my house gets robbed, and then wait, no, this is actually a really crazy story. So, and my brother were like going to the house,
yeah?
and then this like a van pulled up right next to us, and then there's like two guys. One of the guys says, "Damn, he has kids," and then they just drove off, and my dad was trying to find them.
Oh
They
god.
looked like they were about to rob us, and I got so shocked because I did not want to get robbed or anything. Because I heard someone said "damn," and it was literally crazy. I did not want to get robbed and all that. I didn't want nothing taken.
Imagine. That would be
wow,
awful.
that is scary.
I know
Um,
it's like scary to get robbed.
It's crazy how we've all dealt with all these kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
um, what was I saying? I
How you
my
like
mom. We have 3 security cameras in our house
yeah.
because um someone did end up breaking in while we were in the house, and it was a traumatizing thing. And then there was somebody who tried to get inside the house, and we called the cops. But
Ooh, no
um,
thank you.
I'm I'm gonna talk about the experience I had when we were all out the house, and my dog was in the house by herself. So me and my family, we've had our dog for like 10 years. I've had her since like I was 6.
Yeah.
So she's pretty old now, and so but she's like when she hears something, she barks. And so we saw in the cameras, we saw her stand in the corner barking her ass off. And um, my mom, we immediately thought that somebody was in the house because we heard somebody talking, like we heard a man talking inside our house because that's one of the features inside the security cameras.
Like you can look
And
live.
yeah, and but the man was nowhere in the camera's sight. The only place that he could be, like they could be, was the kitchen or at the edge of the living room. And but as soon as we got to the house, um, like during that time, my mom and my dad have been divorced for like years now, and so
Yeah.
she called him, and he immediately came to the house. Like he hauled ass to get to the house because he doesn't want us to be like unsafe. And so I remember I had to open the door. And so
Oh.
I opened the door, and I already went on like full protective mode. Like I don't want my siblings to experience something like that. So I went inside the house, grabbed a knife, and I walked inside my rooms, and I opened them, and I looked under the beds, and I opened the closets, and I'm checking, and I told my dad that there wasn't anybody there. And my mom's just like in the corner,
What?
like, I hurt someone. How is it possible? Yeah, she hurt somebody. And then no one was in the house. We even checked the windows, and they were locked. And so I went to my dog immediately because I feared losing her more than anything. Like, I don't care if you break into my house and steal a couple of things. I just want my dog to be safe. And so I went to my dog, and she's like obviously shaken up. And I'm just like, what the hell happened? Like, are you serious? But I'm still in this house, obviously. We haven't moved yet. We've been here for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So I don't
nothing
necessarily
like that's
know.
happened again after that,
You
right?
ever get this feeling when
Not that I
you're
know
trying to
of.
find your dog and your dog's not there? Somebody holds your dog right in the window of your house.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you get that feeling? That's not a feeling. That's something that happened.
No, there's something. No.
That's ever happened to you? That's happened to you?
No.
Oh my
I saw
god.
a video.
Oh my god.
Oh my
no.
god.
Somebody's
Dude,
That-
that would be horrifying. Imagine like you're trying to find your dog, you look in your window and someone's holding it like smiling at you,
Like
bro.
legit, no.
Imagine.
Somebody with a mask.
No.
I would legit get out of my house with a knife and fight them.
Yeah, exactly. I would literally get ready to fight to the death with them for the dog. Like, no
Honestly.
thank you. I've had my dog since I was how old? Like 6? Oh, I've had my dog since like around your age. That when you've had yours.
Mm-hmm.
I think either 6 or 5. We might have had our dog for the same amount of years because you're older. But yeah, that I would literally get ready to kill someone.
I would literally do the same.
I mean, I wouldn't like kill. Like I'm not trying to get arrested. I wouldn't kill guys.
But like no, like
Just send them off.
Like you just like tell your parents, but then like I feel like your parents are gonna be like slow and get the dog and like not even get the dog.
Yeah, that would be literally insane. Like, oh my god, I could never imagine
I saw this in
that.
a video. I saw this in this YouTuber called Lance Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this video of him looking at for his dog, and this guy was wearing a mask, and he's holding the dog right into the window.
Lance Stewart, the guy that pranks his grandma.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What happened to his house?
No,
And-
dude. He
and-
how did he get it? Like, was it on his phone or through a security camera?
It was actually on his camera. It was like you can't even see it, but it was like right behind, like in the background.
But like, did it happen during a vlog?
Yeah, during a vlog.
So he still posted it.
Yeah, he still posted it. I think
That's kind of dumb. I wouldn't post it after that.
No, it was in the background, so he didn't notice it.
Oh, but you guys did.
But I did, yeah. I noticed it.
He ended up getting his dog back, right?
Yeah. Well, the dog. Well, yeah. I don't know how the dog got hit in the house.
That's just crazy.
I know.
I wouldn't. Oh my god. I wouldn't. Like, I would genuinely pause in that moment. I would freeze. Then I'd go full killer mode. Give me my dog. Oh my god.
Well.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of noise starting to come in the background, so we do have to end the episode. Thank you, Yaz, for coming on. And this is Michael's part.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace.
Yep. And comment if you've actually ever had an encounter yourself.
We want to hear your like conspiracies, or I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, and there is an episode coming tomorrow, so tune in for that. We're gonna make up for it because there was a discarded episode. Like I said, it didn't work. It didn't pick me up. It picked up Michael and the guest, so it's another one coming. It's not with the guest though. It's with a different guest from England. I'm actually really excited to have him over.
Yeah.
And yeah, peace out, guys.
Peace.